You know, sometimes in life, we find ourselves thinking about a certain person over and over again. It could be someone you love, someone who hurt you, someone you lost, or someone who has simply left a mark on your heart. And often, we wonder, why can't I stop thinking about them? Today, I want to tell you something important. There is a reason, and it is not about weakness. It is about growth. It is about what your mind and heart are trying to teach you. You see, the mind is not random. It does not just wander for no reason. The mind is always responding to unfinished energy, unhealed wounds, unspoken words, and unrealized lessons. Every time you keep thinking about someone, it is a signal from your inner world, from your soul, telling you something you are not ready to ignore any longer. Many people feel trapped by their thoughts, believing that thinking about someone constantly is a sign of obsession, weakness, or lack of self-control. But the truth is far from that. When you find yourself thinking about a person repeatedly, it is not a weakness. It is a message. It is a window into your own inner world. It is your heart saying, pay attention. There is something here for you to learn. And this is where the journey begins, the journey of understanding yourself through the lens of your connection to that person. Think about this. Every person who enters your life, whether they stay or leave, leaves a mark. They teach you something. Sometimes the lesson is obvious. Sometimes it is hidden. And you have to dig deep to understand it. When someone occupies your thoughts persistently, it usually means there is an unresolved energy, something that is not fully expressed, understood, or released. It could be guilt, longing, admiration, anger, forgiveness, or love, and your mind, in its infinite intelligence, keeps bringing this person to your awareness because it wants you to address that energy, to heal it, and to grow from it. Now, I want you to listen closely. You are not thinking about that person because they have power over you. A mirror reflecting something inside of you that you have not yet fully acknowledged. It could be your desires, your fears, your insecurities, your potential, or your patterns. Every time your thoughts drift to them, it is not random. It is intentional. Your inner self is guiding you, pointing you toward a deeper understanding of your own heart. And this is the beauty of it. This is where transformation begins. The truth is, when we become aware of why we are thinking about someone, we stop being trapped by our mind. Awareness is power. Awareness frees you. Awareness allows you to see the lesson and integrate it. So the next time you notice yourself thinking about a person repeatedly, do not fight it. Do not shame yourself. Instead, pause and ask, what is my mind trying to show me? What part of my heart is seeking attention? You may be surprised by what comes up. Perhaps it is an unmet need for love, a forgiveness you have not yet given, or a fear that you need to release. Whatever it is there for a reason, and once you face it, once you embrace it, you will no longer be a prisoner of your own thoughts. It is also important to understand the role of attachment. Many people think they are thinking about someone because they love them too much, or because they cannot live without them. But more often, it is not about them, it is about attachment. And attachment is not about others, it is about you. Attachment is the mind's way of clinging to the past, to familiar patterns, to what feels safe, even if it causes suffering. When you are attached, your mind keeps bringing that person into your thoughts because it is still holding on to the energy, the story, the habit. And the key to freedom is not to suppress the thoughts, but to understand the attachment, to see it clearly, and to gently release it. Let me give you a deeper insight. Every time you keep thinking about that person, you are also confronting your own expectations. You are confronting the stories you have created in your mind about them, about yourself, and about life. You have built a narrative, often unconsciously, and your mind revisits that narrative over and over. And here is the secret. When you finally understand that the person is only a teacher, a reflection, a catalyst, you begin to step out of the story. You begin to see clearly. You begin to reclaim your energy. You begin to take back the power that you may have unconsciously given away. Now, some of you may feel resistance. You may think, I can't just let go. I can't stop thinking about them. It hurts too much. And I hear you. I understand you. But let me tell you something powerful. Pain is not your enemy. Pain is your teacher. Pain is the doorway to growth. Every moment that your heart aches for someone, every moment that your mind dwells on their image, is an invitation to go deeper into yourself. It is an opportunity to explore your own capacity for love, compassion, forgiveness, and understanding. It is a chance to rise above your conditioning and see the truth of your own heart. Here is what I want you to do starting today. When you notice your thoughts drifting toward that person, do not resist. Instead, breathe, pause, and bring your awareness inward. Ask yourself, what is this thought teaching me? What energy is behind it? What lesson can I learn? And then, gently, redirect that energy toward something constructive, toward growth, toward self-love, toward creating the life you desire. Because every thought about someone, when understood and transformed, becomes a seed of empowerment. Every thought, every memory, every longing can be transformed into strength, wisdom, and clarity. I also want you to remember this. The mind has a remarkable way of teaching us patience and surrender. You cannot force someone out of your thoughts with willpower alone. The mind is not controlled by force. It is transformed by understanding. So be patient with yourself. Be compassionate with yourself. Know that the process of understanding why you keep thinking about someone is itself a spiritual practice. It is a practice of self-awareness, self-discovery, and self-mastery. And as you practice, you will notice a shift. Slowly but surely, the intensity will ease, the attachment will soften, and you will feel lighter, freer, and more present in your own life. Finally, I want you to understand the highest truth. No one can occupy your mind unless you allow them to. And the reason you allow them is not because of them, but because of what you need to see inside yourself. Every person is a teacher. Every memory is a lesson. Every emotion is a doorway to your own awakening. And when you finally see this, when you finally embrace it, you will not only understand why you keep thinking about that person, you will also understand the power that lies within you, the power to transform your thoughts, your energy, and your life. So today, I invite you to take this as your practice. Notice the thoughts, explore the energy, embrace the lessons, and transform them into growth. Remember, thinking about someone is not a weakness. It is a calling. It is a reminder that there is something for you to see, feel, and understand. And as you answer that calling, as you step into that awareness, you will rise above your mind, you will free your heart, and you will become the master of your own energy. You will no longer be a prisoner of your own thoughts, but a creator of your reality. And that, my friends, is the true power of understanding why you keep thinking about someone. Have you ever noticed how some people linger in your mind? No matter what you do, no matter how busy your life becomes, no matter how much you try to distract yourself, their presence seems to echo in your thoughts. And you ask yourself, Why can't I stop thinking about them? I want you to know something fundamental. It is not about them. It is not about what they did, what they said, or even what they meant to you. Your mind, your heart, your energy, it is all responding to something that you have not fully faced yet. And when we understand this, everything begins to shift. You see, our minds are not empty vessels. They are deeply intelligent systems, constantly working to balance our inner world. And when someone occupies your thoughts persistently, it is a signal that there is something unresolved within you, something unfinished, something that requires your attention, your awareness, your compassion. It might be a longing that has not yet been expressed, a forgiveness that has not been given, or an understanding that has not been reached. Whatever it is, your mind brings this person to the forefront of your consciousness, not to torment you, but to guide you. It is your internal teacher, nudging you to look deeper. Think about it like this. Every person who enters your life leaves an energy imprint. Some of these imprints are light, fleeting, easily released. Others are heavy, dense, and persistent. And when an imprint is persistent, your mind will revisit it repeatedly. You may feel drawn to their memory, their words, their actions, or even their absence. You may replay conversations, imagine scenarios, or feel emotions as if they are happening in the present moment. And all of this, my friends, is not random. It is a reflection, a mirror showing you something you are not yet fully aware of in yourself. Now, here is something crucial I want you to understand. Thinking about someone repeatedly is often tied to unfinished energy. Energy that has not been processed, healed, or released. Energy that is waiting for your conscious attention. You cannot simply wish it away, push it aside, or ignore it, because the mind is persistent and the heart is patient, but they are also wise. They will continue to bring this person into your awareness until you are ready to face the lesson, the truth, the insight that lies within. Why am I thinking about them so much? What is wrong with me? And the answer is simple. Nothing is wrong with you. In fact, this is a sign of your awareness growing, your sensitivity expanding, and your heart opening. Your mind is giving you an opportunity to see something about yourself that has been hidden, ignored, or denied. It is an invitation to awaken, to transform, and to reclaim your energy. And when you respond to this invitation consciously, you take a step toward freedom, toward clarity, toward mastery over your inner world. I want you to imagine for a moment that every time you think about someone, it is like a mirror being held up to you. In that reflection, you can see your fears, your desires, your attachments, and your patterns. You can see where you are holding on, where you are resisting, and where you are seeking validation. And when you begin to understand this, when you begin to see clearly, you stop being a victim of your thoughts. You stop feeling helpless or trapped. You begin to take responsibility for your own energy, your own emotions, and your own life. And that, my friends, is the essence of growth. Let me tell you something powerful about attachment. Many people believe they are thinking about someone because of love. But in truth, much of the time, it is attachment. Attachment is the mind clinging to something familiar, even if it causes pain. Attachment is a habit, a pattern, a loop that keeps repeating until we become aware of it. And awareness is the key to freedom. The moment you see the attachment clearly, the moment you understand why your mind keeps bringing this person back, you begin to dissolve the hold it has over you. You begin to reclaim your peace, your focus, and your power. There is another layer to this that is deeply transformative. Sometimes, we keep thinking about someone, because they represent something we desire in ourselves. They might embody qualities we wish we had, emotions we long to feel, or a state of being we wish to experience. And when this happens, our mind uses their image as a focal point for our own growth. We are drawn to them because they awaken something dormant inside us, something that is ready to be realized. And this is where inspiration and transformation intersect. Every thought about this person can become a doorway to self-discovery and self-improvement. I want you to start seeing it this way. Each moment that your thoughts drift towards someone is a teaching moment, a moment to pause, reflect, and inquire. Ask yourself, what is my heart seeking? What lesson is my mind bringing forward? What energy am I holding that needs to be transformed? When you do this, every memory, every longing, every thought becomes an opportunity for growth. You are no longer a passive observer of your own mind. You become an active participant in your own transformation. And here is something that most people overlook. The mind is persistent because it is loyal. It is loyal to your growth, to your awareness, to your highest good. So instead of fighting the thoughts, instead of resenting the memories, embrace them, explore them, understand them, and then, gently, let them go. Let them go not because they are bad, but because you have learned the lesson, integrated the insight, and expanded your consciousness. And as you release, you make room for new energy, new clarity, and new opportunities in your life. Now, some of you may feel resistance. You may feel, I can't let go. I can't stop thinking about them. It feels impossible. And I want you to know that this resistance is normal. It is part of the process. Change is never instant. Transformation requires patience, presence, and persistence. You cannot force the mind to stop. You can only guide it with awareness, understanding, and compassion. And when you do, the transformation will naturally occur. Slowly, surely, and with grace. Remember, no one can occupy your mind unless you allow them to. And the reason you allow them is not because of them, it is because of the energy inside you that has not yet been addressed. Every person, every memory, every thought is a reflection. And when you learn to see clearly, when you learn to respond consciously, you step into your own power. You step into your freedom. You step into your life fully. So today, I invite you to make this a practice. Notice when your thoughts drift towards someone. Pause, breathe, reflect, ask, what is this thought teaching me? What energy is this thought revealing? And then, transform that energy into growth, understanding, and clarity. Let every thought about someone become a teacher, a guide, a catalyst for your own awakening. Because when you do this, you are no longer a prisoner of your mind. You are a master of your energy. You are a creator of your reality. And that, my friends, is the true secret behind why you keep thinking about that person. Every person who enters your life, consciously or unconsciously, brings with them a lesson. And every thought, every memory, every reflection is an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to expand. So, embrace it. Embrace yourself, for in understanding why you keep thinking about someone, you discover the power within you, the power to transform your mind, your heart, and ultimately, your life. Have you ever wondered why some people linger in your mind even when logically they shouldn't? Even when you are busy, Even when life is moving forward, their presence seems to echo in your thoughts, and it frustrates you. It confuses you. It makes you ask, why do I keep thinking about this person? Why can't I let go? I want you to know, right now, that there is a profound reason behind this. It is not a flaw. It is not a weakness. It is your mind and your heart working together to show you something essential, something about yourself that you may have overlooked, something about your energy that needs attention, and something about life that you are ready to understand. You see, every time someone occupies your mind repeatedly, it is a signal that there is unfinished energy, unprocessed emotion, unacknowledged lessons. This energy is not going away on its own. Your mind is persistent because your inner self is persistent. Your soul is persistent. It is bringing that person into your awareness over and over again because there is something for you to see, feel, and integrate. And this is the key. It is not about them. It is about you, your thoughts, your emotions, your patterns, and your growth. Think about this for a moment. Your mind never acts randomly. It never repeats a thought without purpose. When someone keeps appearing in your thoughts, it is a mirror reflecting back to you aspects of yourself that you may not yet fully understand. Perhaps it is your longing, your fear, your desire, or your attachment. Perhaps it is a reflection of qualities that you admire or even envy. Whatever it is, the presence of this person in your mind is an invitation to explore, to learn, and to grow. One of the most important truths I want you to hear is this. The more you resist thinking about them, the stronger the thought becomes. Resistance fuels repetition. Resistance strengthens attachment. But awareness softens it. Awareness transforms it. When you pause and ask, why am I thinking about them? What is this teaching me? You shift from being a victim of your mind to being a master of your energy. Every repeated thought becomes a lesson. Every longing becomes an opportunity. And every memory becomes a doorway to self-awareness. Now, let us talk about attachment, because this is the core of why someone keeps coming back in your thoughts. Attachment is the mind clinging to what feels familiar, what feels unresolved, and what feels incomplete. It is not about love alone. Many people believe they cannot stop thinking about someone because they love them too much. But often, it is not love, it is attachment. Attachment to the story. Attachment to the memory. Attachment to an imagined version of what could have been. And when you understand this, you begin to see clearly. You begin to see that your mind is not being held hostage by the other person. It is being held by the energy that exists within you, unprocessed and unintegrated. I want you to hear this very clearly. Every thought, every memory, every feeling about someone is a reflection of your inner world. It is showing you where you are still holding on, where you are still seeking validation, and where you are still negotiating with your past. And the power comes from facing it consciously. When you observe it without judgment, when you inquire deeply, and when you transform the energy, you are no longer at the mercy of your mind. You are no longer repeating patterns unconsciously. You are reclaiming your power, your clarity, and your peace. Let me give you a practical approach. The next time you find yourself thinking about someone repeatedly, do not try to push the thought away. Do not try to suppress it. Instead, pause, take a deep breath, and ask, what part of me is speaking through this thought? What energy am I holding that needs to be addressed? What lesson am I being invited to learn? This simple act of conscious inquiry changes everything. Suddenly, the thought is no longer a burden, it becomes a teacher. The memory is no longer a trap, it becomes a guide. And the feeling is no longer a source of suffering, it becomes an opportunity for growth. It is also important to understand that every person who enters your life, consciously or unconsciously, leaves an energy imprint. Some imprints are light and fleeting, others are heavy and persistent. The persistent imprints are the ones that keep appearing in your thoughts. And these are the ones that require your attention. They require you to explore, to reflect, and to integrate. And when you do this, you transform the energy from a source of fixation into a source of empowerment. You turn longing into insight, attachment into awareness, and repetition into growth. Here is something that will transform the way you see this process. The person you keep thinking about is not your enemy. They are your teacher. They are the catalyst for your self-awareness. They are the trigger that awakens something within you that has been dormant. And when you see it this way, your perspective changes. You stop blaming yourself. You stop resenting them. You stop feeling powerless. Instead, you begin to feel empowered. You begin to feel clarity. You begin to feel the energy of transformation moving through your life. Many people make the mistake of believing that the way to free themselves is to stop thinking. But true freedom does not come from suppression. True freedom comes from understanding, from integration, from transformation. You do not need to erase the thoughts, you need to explore them. You do not need to chase the memory away, you need to uncover its meaning. And when you do, something miraculous happens. The mind quiets, the heart softens, and the energy shifts. You feel lighter, freer, and more present. I want you to remember this truth. No one can occupy your mind unless you allow them to. And the reason you allow them is not because of who they are. It is because of the energy that exists inside of you. And the good news is this: the energy is yours to transform. The attachment is yours to release. The thoughts are yours to understand. And the moment you take responsibility for your own energy, you step into true mastery over your mind, your heart, and your life. So here is my challenge to you today. When you notice your thoughts drifting towards someone, pause, breathe, reflect, ask, what is this teaching me? What energy is being revealed? How can I transform this into growth? And then act consciously. Transform the energy into insight, understanding, and empowerment. Every thought, every memory, every feeling becomes a tool for self-mastery. You are no longer a prisoner of your mind, you are a creator of your reality. And remember, my friends, this is not just a mental practice, it is a spiritual practice. It is a practice of awareness, compassion, patience, and growth. Every time you explore why you keep thinking about someone, you are stepping into your own power. You are claiming your energy. You are expanding your consciousness. You are moving closer to the truth of who you are and the life you are capable of creating. So the next time you find your thoughts returning to someone, do not resist, do not judge, do not panic. Instead, see it as a call to awaken. See it as an invitation to grow. See it as an opportunity to transform your inner world and, through that, your outer world. Because in understanding why you keep thinking about that person, you will discover the greatest truth, that the power to create peace, clarity, and joy is always within you. And when you realize this, everything changes. You rise above your mind. You reclaim your heart. You step into the life you are meant to live. And that, my friends, is the true reason behind why we cannot stop thinking about certain people. The reason is not outside of you. It is within you, waiting for you to awaken, understand, and transform. You know, there is a certain mystery in life that we all experience. A mystery that sometimes frustrates us, sometimes excites us, and sometimes confuses us. It is the mystery of the mind, the heart, and the energy that moves within us. One of the clearest expressions of this mystery is why we keep thinking about a certain person, even when logic tells us we should not. Even when life is full of other distractions, Even when time passes and circumstances change, that person appears in our mind again and again. And many people ask themselves, why is this happening? Why do I keep thinking about them? I want to tell you right now that this is not a random occurrence. This is not something to fear or resist. This is an invitation, a deep, profound invitation from life to understand yourself, your energy, and your power. Think about it. Every thought, every memory, every feeling about that person carries energy. It carries vibration. It carries information about you, about your past, about your desires, and about the patterns you may be repeating. And when the mind revisits someone repeatedly, it is not because of them, it is because of what exists within you. Your inner world is speaking to you through their presence. Your soul is reflecting back what is unresolved, what is unhealed, and what is waiting to be understood. And the moment you see this, the moment you truly understand this, your life begins to shift. I want you to understand something essential. The mind does not simply dwell on someone for no reason. The mind is a powerful instrument, and it is always responding to energy. If a person keeps appearing in your thoughts, it means there is energy that has not been addressed, released, or integrated. It might be longing. It might be regret. It might be love. It might be anger. It might be forgiveness that has not yet been given. It might be acceptance that has not yet been achieved. Whatever it is, your mind is persistent because it knows that unless this energy is resolved, it will keep bringing this person to the forefront of your awareness. And this is not punishment, it is a gift, it is an opportunity. It is a chance to see clearly, to grow, and to evolve. Let me be very clear. Thinking about someone is not a sign of weakness. It is not a flaw in your character. In fact, it is a sign of your awareness expanding. It is a sign that your inner world is ready to confront itself, to learn and to heal. Every time your thoughts return to someone, it is a signal from your own consciousness. There is something here for you to understand. There is something here for you to transform. And the choice is yours. Do you ignore it? Or do you embrace it? Do you resist it? Or do you use it as a doorway to growth? Many people make the mistake of blaming the other person. They are the reason I keep thinking about them. They are holding me back. But the truth is, they are not the reason. They are merely the mirror. They reflect back to you the patterns, the attachments, and when you finally see this, when you realize that the power to transform your thoughts lies within you, everything changes. You stop being a victim. You stop giving your energy away unconsciously. You begin to reclaim your power, your focus, and your life. Now, let us talk about attachment, because this is central to understanding why we cannot stop thinking about someone. Attachment is a powerful force, and it often masquerades as love, longing, or desire. Attachment is the mind clinging to what is familiar, even if it causes suffering. Attachment keeps bringing the person back into your thoughts because there is unresolved energy associated with them. And the key to freedom is not to fight attachment, it is to understand it, observe it, explore it, reflect on why it exists. Ask yourself, what am I holding on to? What energy needs to be released? What lesson is my mind inviting me to learn? The moment you answer these questions consciously, the attachment begins to dissolve, and the space that was once occupied by repeated thoughts becomes a space of clarity, peace, and empowerment. Another layer to this is understanding the role of reflection. Every person who appears persistently in your mind is reflecting something about yourself. They may reflect a desire, a fear, a pattern, or an unfulfilled need. They may embody qualities you admire or qualities you are resisting in yourself. And when you realize this, the way you experience your thoughts changes completely. You stop blaming them. You stop longing for what they represent. Instead, you use the reflection to explore your own potential, your own patterns, and your own growth. You use it to become the person you are capable of being, rather than being trapped in a loop of repeated thoughts. Let me give you a powerful practice. The next time your mind drifts to someone repeatedly, do not resist it. Do not try to push it away. Instead, pause. Take a deep breath. Center yourself. Then ask, what is this thought teaching me? What energy is present here? What part of myself is seeking attention through this thought? Do not judge the answers. Do not resist them. Reflect. Integrate. And then consciously redirect your energy towards something constructive, toward growth, toward creation, toward love, toward your highest potential. This simple act transforms every lingering thought into a tool for empowerment. It is also important to remember that time alone does not dissolve energy. Many people believe that if they simply ignore someone, stop thinking about them, or distract themselves, the thoughts will fade. But the mind is persistent because the energy behind the thoughts is persistent. The thoughts will continue to return until the energy is consciously acknowledged, understood, and integrated. And when you do this, the mind naturally settles. The heart naturally softens. And you experience true freedom, not because the person is gone, but because you have reclaimed your energy and transformed the relationship that exists within your own mind. Some of you may feel fear. You may think, what if I never stop thinking about them? What if I am stuck? And I want to tell you, the fear itself is part of the energy. It is part of the process. Every moment of resistance, every moment of longing, every moment of anxiety is an opportunity for awareness. And when you explore it consciously, you begin to dissolve it. Slowly, surely, with patience and practice, the mind begins to quiet. The heart begins to heal, and the repeated thoughts lose their power over you. Remember this truth. No one can occupy your mind unless you allow them to. And the reason you allow them is not because of them. It is because of unresolved energy within yourself. Every thought, every memory, every feeling is a reflection. And the moment you take responsibility for your energy, the moment you consciously engage with the lessons your mind presents, you step into mastery. You step into clarity. You step into freedom. And you step into your life fully. So today, I invite you to practice awareness. Notice when your thoughts drift towards someone. Pause, breathe. Ask, what is this showing me about myself? Needs attention. What lesson is present here? And then transform the energy. Transform longing into insight. Every thought becomes a teacher. Every memory becomes a guide. Every feeling becomes a doorway to your highest potential. And finally, understand this. Thinking about someone is not a weakness. It is an opportunity. It is a mirror. It is an invitation to awaken, to grow, to understand yourself more deeply, to reclaim your energy, to step fully into the life you are capable of creating. The person in your mind is not the obstacle, they are the catalyst. They are showing you the path, and when you follow the path consciously, with awareness and presence, you will rise above your thoughts, you will free your heart, and you will step into your true power. This is why you keep thinking about that person, not because of them, but because of you. And when you finally understand this, everything changes. Your mind quiets. Your heart softens. Your energy returns to you. And you live your life fully, freely, and powerfully. Have you ever wondered why, no matter what you do, someone continues to occupy your thoughts? even when life is busy, even when you are surrounded by people, even when you are trying to move forward, their presence seems to echo in your mind, and often you may feel frustrated, confused, or even powerless. You may ask yourself, why can't I stop thinking about them? Why does this keep happening? I want to tell you something very important. This is not a mistake. This is not weakness. And this is not something to fear. This is one of life's greatest opportunities. It is an invitation, a call from your own consciousness to understand yourself, to transform your energy, and to awaken to your own power. You see, the mind is never random. The mind does not dwell on someone repeatedly without reason. Every thought, every memory, every emotion carries energy. And when someone keeps appearing in your thoughts, it is a reflection of energy within you, energy that has not been fully expressed, processed, or integrated. It might be longing, it might be love, it might be unresolved anger, or regret, or guilt. It might be forgiveness that has not yet been offered, or acceptance that has not yet been realized. The mind brings this person to your awareness because there is something waiting for you. Something to see, something to feel, and something to transform. And when you understand this, everything changes. It is essential to understand that the person you keep thinking about is not the source of your repeated thoughts. They are not holding power over you. They are merely a mirror reflecting back the patterns, attachments, and energies that exist within you. When we fail to see this, we give our power away. We blame them. We resist. We try to forget. We try to distract ourselves. And the thoughts persist because the energy is still unresolved. But when you begin to see clearly, when you understand that the power lies within you, when you acknowledge the energy, the mind naturally begins to settle and the heart begins to heal. Attachment is a critical piece of this puzzle. Many people believe that they are thinking about someone endlessly because of love, because of longing, because of desire, and sometimes, yes, there is love, but often it is attachment. Attachment is the mind clinging to what is familiar, what is unresolved, or what is incomplete. Attachment keeps replaying the story in your mind because the energy is waiting for acknowledgement. The key to freedom is not to suppress the attachment, not to fight it, not to resist it. The key is awareness. Awareness transforms attachment into understanding. Awareness transforms longing into insight. Awareness transforms repeated thoughts into lessons of growth, power, and liberation. Let me share this with you. Every person who enters your life leaves an energy imprint. Some imprints are light and fleeting. Others are deep and persistent. The deep, persistent imprints are the ones that continue to appear in your thoughts. And these imprints are your teachers. They are your mirrors. They are showing you parts of yourself that need attention, that need awareness, that need transformation. And when you engage consciously with these imprints, you begin to reclaim your energy. You begin to reclaim your focus. You begin to reclaim your life. You begin to master your mind and your heart. Every time you find yourself thinking about someone repeatedly, consider it a practice of awareness. Pause. Breathe. Center yourself. Ask, what is this thought teaching me? What energy is present here? What am I holding on to? Do not judge the answers. Do not resist them. Simply observe, reflect, and integrate. And then consciously redirect that energy towards something constructive, toward growth, toward creation, toward your highest potential. Each thought becomes a tool for awakening. Each memory becomes a guide. And each feeling becomes a doorway to self-mastery. You may feel resistance when you try this. You may think, I can't let go. I can't stop thinking about them. I am trapped. And I want you to know this resistance is natural. It is part of the process. Every moment of longing, every replayed memory, every emotional response is part of the energy that is being revealed to you. And when you explore it consciously, you begin to dissolve it. Slowly, surely. And with patience, the mind begins to settle. The heart begins to soften, and the repeated thoughts lose their grip over you. Here is the truth. No one can occupy your mind unless you allow them. And the reason you allow them is not because of them. It is because of the energy within you that has not yet been transformed. And here is the good news. This energy is yours to reclaim. This energy is yours to integrate. This energy is yours to transform. The moment you take responsibility for your energy, the moment you consciously engage with your thoughts, memories, and emotions, you step into mastery. You step into clarity. You step into freedom. You step fully into your life. Let me tell you something powerful. The person you keep thinking about is not your obstacle. They are your catalyst. They are showing you what you need to see about yourself. They are highlighting the areas where growth, healing, and transformation are possible. And when you finally see this, when you finally understand this, you stop giving your energy away unconsciously. You stop being a victim of your mind. You reclaim your peace, your focus, and your power. And in doing so, you awaken. You awaken to the truth of who you are and the life you are capable of creating. Every thought, every memory, every feeling about someone can be transformed into a tool for empowerment. You do not need to erase it. You do not need to resist it. You need to explore it. You need to understand it. You need to integrate it. And when you do, something miraculous happens. The mind quiets. The heart softens. The energy shifts. You feel lighter, freer, and more present. You are no longer trapped in the loops of your mind. You are a conscious creator of your reality. You are the master of your energy. So today, I invite you to make this your practice. Notice when your thoughts drift towards someone. Pause. Breathe. Ask, what is this revealing to me? What energy is present? What lesson can I learn? Transform longing into insight. Transform attachment into understanding. Transform repetition into growth. Each thought becomes a teacher. Each memory becomes a guide. Each feeling becomes a doorway to your highest potential. And when you do this, you awaken fully to your power. You awaken fully to your freedom. You awaken fully to your life. Remember, thinking about someone is not a weakness. It is a gift. It is a mirror. It is an opportunity to see yourself more clearly, to understand your energy, to reclaim your power, and to awaken to your highest potential. The person in your mind is not the reason you feel stuck. They are the catalyst, the teacher. And when you embrace this truth, everything changes. Your mind quiets. Your heart softens. Your energy returns to you. And you live your life fully, freely, and powerfully. This is why you keep thinking about that person not because of them, but because of you. And when you finally understand this, when you finally embrace it, you step into your power. You rise above your mind. You reclaim your heart. You awaken fully to your life. And that, my friends, is the true reason why someone continues to appear in your thoughts. It is not outside of you. It is within you, waiting for you to awaken, understand, and transform.